David Lee Roth was busted for buying a $10 bag of marijuana during a police sweep of New York's Washington Square Park last Friday afternoon. The ex-Van Halen frontman, in town to record a new solo album, faces up to 15 days in jail and a $240 fine. Diamond Dave, David Lee Roth, the one-time frontman of Van Halen, has released his first album in 3 years. Entitled Your Filthy Little Mouth, the 13 songs are a chronicle of the trials and tribulations of a transplanted Californian living in New York City.
It's more like a diary. You know, it's more like, I went on a vacation. No, it's not a vacation. What's the opposite of vacation? You go to a highly stressed, possibly hostile camping expedition and sent you back installments every week.
The record does not include an installment about Roth's 1993 arrest for purchasing a $5 bag of marijuana or the one-ring media circus that followed.
I'm so tired of proponents of the media lumping in a BS $10 throwaway marijuana cigarette with crackheads, junkies, bass freaks, and amphetamine idiots because it's not the same. Okay? When people say drugs, you're a bust for drugs. No, it wasn't a bust for drugs. It was a traffic citation for a little throwaway marijuana cigarette.
The 1994 version of David Lee Roth is a far cry from the sequins and leotards of the past, but he does look back at those days with a sense of humor.
People ask me about Dave, well, what are these characters? You're targeting racial groups. I said, well, just every single one I could think of. I'm sure I left a few out. Everybody's an idiot in this. It's a skewed version of the world, you know, from the mind of the slightly distorted.
David!
This is satire. Just a Gigolo is satire. It's taking familiar characters or types and putting them in scenarios that would never, ever happen. And it's also a satire on what video had come to me. It was very full of itself. What does Dennis Leary say? Pull right over on the side of the pretentiousness freeway, please.
So what happens when Mr. Roth of the 90s meets his fans from the 80s?
Absolutely still the best. No one works at Cal like David Lee Roth, man. Nobody.
David Lee is the man. He will always be the man. He is like Elvis of all men.
Contrast, a study in contrasts, mercurial, ever-changing, light and shadow. Dave Roth, my special guest. Don't go away. We'll be right back after this. For the last couple of seasons, I've been living in New York City. Mix a little bit of Henry Miller with my Huckleberry Finn. Well, I know that it's kind of Calcutta on the Hudson also. It's a big conglomeration of all the different cultures and all the different characters, what have you. The album, Your Filthy Little Mouth, is basically about all the people that I have come to know in the great inner city. Perhaps a filthy mouth isn't really a negative thing at all moral or medical considerations aside. There are a lot of places on earth where being a whore is tolerated. Parts of Nevada, Amsterdam, Holland, Congress. One of the reasons that I translocated to New York City is also not so much just to live there, but also to work with my producer, Nile Rodgers. Nile is very much a denizen of New York City. And yes, rock music is the cake, but what's cake without a little bit of icing? We want to put some icing to this. And people say, well, you know, what about the salute the traditionalism? Of course we honor the tradition as we sail into the past. Besides, the rearview mirror very often isn't good for anything else but to adjust so you see how cool you look while you're getting somewhere. Hi, I'm David Lee Roth, and it's about rock, it's hot, and it's blue. More of all of it right after this. But it's a completion of a circle for me now, in that we are going in the most elemental production, the black and white. This is a guitar, a bass, and a drummer and myself. No keyboards, no brass sections, no flying surfboard, and that sort of a thing. The song She's My Machine sort of summarizes what we've done on this album, both musically and lyrically. Perhaps cars are not so much the art project as the people who ride around in them. If you think of his car as nothing but a pedestrian inside of a machine, it becomes infinitely more fascinating, particularly if you're a hitchhiker. Yes, there is contained in the song, but it's a very sarcastic sense of humor. Yes, I've become bitter and cynical, but just because I'm bitter and cynical doesn't mean I'm not having a great time. You know, when you talk about Ice-T and Cop Killer and all the controversy that surrounds all of that, am I the only one who remembers when Eric Clapton shot the sheriff?
How are you? David. Nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you, too. Good to be here on Viva.
Great. It's time to go in the studio.
It's always time to go in the studio. Lead the way. I'll follow you anywhere.
You've got 10 things to do this to me.
I'm trying to quit. Most of what I do, I've learned to do as a way of being able to travel around the world and play live. In order to travel around the world and play live, you have to learn how to do an interview or a video.
A rock god.
Live in front of your naked, steaming eyes. How have you been, Paul?
I've been very, very well. I'm only sad about your trousers. I expected maybe a little skin-tight, sparkly pair.
Well, you got a good memory.
I know, I have got a good memory, and actually your skin-tight, sparkly trousers, with you doing the splits in them, it's actually engraved on my heart.
Is that what's engraved on your heart?
It is.
I think I just lost my microphone.
Shall I find it?
Yes, would you please?
That was never honey. So good.
Oh, harmony already!
Is there anything that really excites you at the moment?
I listen to all kinds of things. I buy music by weight. I don't buy it by the record. I don't buy it by the CD. I buy it by the kilo. And I take the Andy Warhol approach of indiscriminate. Even the stuff I especially hate, I love the most. That's,
right.
You know, at least you get an emotional, what the hell was he thinking? At least you got into the loop. It wasn't apathy. You weren't sleeping through when's this going to be over. It's like, gee, what is that noise? You know, and that's, you're participating. Then that's great music.
Back in early 80s, late 70s, wow, nobody knew, oh, this is bad for you, this will kill you, that's addictive, watch out for this. Ignorance was bliss, and it was a great time to be alive. And we all went out right away, got our Keith Richards merit badges, and kept them shiny and beeping as we went. People say, Dave, what's the sexiest part of the body? I say, absolutely ears. And you need a voice to activate it. You know, sex is pure communication through plumbing. You gotta have something to communicate, you know. Los Angeles is very much, oh, babe, you look amazing. What the hell I do? I've been up since the late 70s, man. I believe in the barnstorming approach in a classic sense. Every clown invents his own makeup, develops his own signature style. I clown around, but I ain't no clown. And that's what we're going to be taking around the world. Everywhere that you can possibly spell, anywhere that'll have us, and some who are still thinking about it.
Try experience, watch the groove there. Yeah, keep it real cool, real cool.
I've always believed that rock music in its purest, most undiluted form is a single light, a pair of jeans, and a blank stage, and it all happens in your filthy little imagination, which is always going to be better than anything that I could fly over your heads or put up on a video screen. And what we're going to do on stage this time is play the new album. Almost all the material from the new album sounds even better live on the stage in simple form, and some of the old Van Halen material as well. A lot of that is the voice, and if nothing else, the voice of Van Halen. And I think what people want from David Lee Roth is something that is intense and something that is full of emotional impact, and I think that goes way beyond shoes and haircuts. That is something that comes from the soul. And this kind of music, if it truly comes from the soul and is extreme, will always have a place, regardless of the age groups. And I will always change as well. People ask me, Dave, do you think success has changed you at all? And I tell them, I damn well hope so. Half of what gets me through today is knowing tomorrow's going to be different, and hopefully better.